Hey everyone, I wanted to give you guys another update and talk to you about the assignment that's coming up, the paraphrase, summary, and the quotation assignment. Madison has been ever so kind and given me permission to use hers as a guide, so I'm going to walk you through how this is done, some different ways that you can do it, and where to find feedback. So the reason I have it up on this page is because, as you can see right here, it says 93%. Typically, that's a red flag. Oh no, it's plagiarized. But this is not, because I told you guys to copy and paste the original article. That's because I need to see it. I won't be able to properly advise you if I cannot see the original article. So what I do, and this is what you're going to look for when you go in and look for my comments. I'm going to leave them. I'll leave them on your paper. So if you don't see something here, you'll go into here. So this is what where I'm opening it up. So here's her comment right here. So the very first thing you'll see, and I don't care what order you put this in as long as it's all there. She has her works cited. That's centered. The W is capitalized. The C is capitalized. It's double spaced. Everything should be double spaced from this point forward, your papers and whatnot. So she has the last name, first name, the title, the volume number, when it was published, just EBSCOhost, because you don't have to put the whole website now with updated MLA format. And then she has the date she accessed it. Perfect. So right here, and it's very clear, copy and pasted part of this article for quote and paraphrase. So here it is right here. So she has an article that was written by this person here, but is quoting somebody else. So let's look at the quotation. She included who said it, but then she's attributing where this came from. So this is correct. You look here, she ends the quote, no period here, Morgan, pages 7 through 12. That's correct. Just the last name, page numbers, in the parentheses, period. You notice here her summary is the shortest, and it should be. Right here, the name again, Morgan, 7 through 10. Check. Morgan, 7 through 10. Check. There's a couple of ways that you could do this. You want to vary up how you use your sources in your paper. So you don't want to just use last names all the time over and over. For this assignment, good. But in your paper, you would want to say, let's go back up to the article. In an article called Insurance Reform, ... because when you have titles, you shorten it. So you could say, in an article called Insurance Reform, ... it states that, Morgan 710. Or according to Morgan, comma, and then just the page numbers at the end, 7-10. You could put the title. Actually, if you put the author's last name in the sentence, then at the end you could put you would put insurance reform ... So you would put that at the end of your parentheses. So there's several ways to properly cite it. So last name, title, page numbers, and vary that up. If you turn this in and you don't have this stuff, the last name, the titles and whatnot, then it's considered unintentional plagiarism. So I just wanted to give you an idea. Here is, she copied and pasted the entire article. So what I do, and you're going to see this, the number, oh my gosh, 93%. So here's what I'll go and do. I'm going to come up here. This should come back. This should come back. Her quote should come back. On the paraphrase, there's going to be more on the paraphrase than the summary. So you can't change the Affordable Care Act. Come down here. Affordable Care Act, mental health. Some words in a paraphrase you will not be able to change. The more words that you can change, the better, and the less you have highlighted, the better. Morgan 7 through 10. By doing this, it's telling me that she's attributing, saying, I didn't write this, I got this from somewhere else. And then the entire thing, that's why we're at 93%. So I just wanted to give you guys a rundown on how this is done. So just a reminder, always attribute your source and then vary it up in an article by, according to insurance reform, ... and then last name, page number at the end. Or you could say, according to Griffin Morgan, it states that, and at the end of the sentence, parentheses, insurance reform, 710, in the parentheses, period. So I hope this helps. Hang in there. I know it's fast-paced, but you guys are really doing a good job, and I hope these videos are helping. So we will all talk to you soon. And here's the thing with this assignment. Don't freak out. If you turned it in and it sucks, you can redo it. So, just get in what you think is right, and then I'll tell you what you need to do to get a good grade. I'm going to do that on every assignment that we do here. It's not going to be like where you submit something and go, oh, I fail. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to tell you what you need to do because I want you to learn. When Madison first turned this in, there were some things she needed to change. And so she turned it back in, and she's getting full credit because she did exactly what I told her to do. That's how you learn. So, anyways, I'll quit rambling on, and don't hesitate with questions. Get your assignment in. Don't panic. Don't think it's going to be terrible, because if it is terrible, which it probably isn't, the only way it's going to be terrible is if you simply don't put the citation anywhere and you don't attribute your source. So, quotation, word for word. Let's get that off of there. Quotation, word for word. Paraphrase is longer because you got to look at almost every line and try to change each word. You got to think as maybe you have a couple of lines where all of it is important. And so that is when you are going to use a paraphrase when you have something smaller that you need all of that, but maybe not word for word. And then you can just change as much as you can, flip some sentences around, flip the structure of the sentence, put that parenthesis at the end. Summary is when you just want to get the main point of the overall article and then you sum that up. But all of them you have to attribute the source. And on your quote, just putting quotation marks without attributing the author or the title is incorrect. So, hang in there.